What? Not gonna give up. Not gonna give up. Not gonna give up. Hey guys, so Rex here, and today we're bringing you another deck profile. This time we're going to do a deck profile on Luard. Of course, you got support in set 9 with a bunch of very unneededly expensive cards, and I stupidly bought them at those prices. So the deck is done. Well, to my liking. Well, there's a few things here and there that might change in the future, but as of right now, as the deck as it is, I like it. Just a heads up before you guys start asking what why didn't you add these cards or anything. This doesn't have the Diablo stuff except the strides, so there's no Blaster Dark Diablo and any of the support cards. It's just generic. Anyways, let's get started. So starting Vanguard, we run Lingering Night Revenger Conrad. He's the common from the new set, GBT09. So his skill is put into soul and choose a noble unit from your hand and discard it. Look at the top card of your deck. Then you put it on the top or bottom. Then you draw a card. Then if you have a face-up card in your G zone, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 5,000 to end of turn. So he's actually a really good starter for Luard. The fact that you get to drop a normal unit from your hand to the drop zone, you can start feeling Ritual very early, so you can drop any grade 1 you have in your hand just for his cost, and you're putting him to soul 2, so you're also feeling for Drag Driver Luard skill or Spectral Diablo skill, any cards that have to do with soul blasting like Soul Breaker. He basically helps you feel your soul just to use those skills. And since he's not Generation Break restricted, you can easily put him to soul whenever you want. So if you're playing against like control decks like Kagro, they can't kill it because you already used the skill. Link Joker, so they don't lock it and all that. So yeah, overall he's a pretty good starter for Luard, even though he's a Revenger. But yeah, plain. So grade 3s. So grade 3s, obviously this is a Luard deck, so you run 4 Luards. The new Stride boss for Shadow Paladins, and ridiculously good because of his Ritual 3 skill, which we'll get to later. So his first skill is Counterblast 1, choose one of your guards and retire it. When a G unit strides on top of him, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 grade 1s or less, and then call them to a separate rear or circle, then shuffle your deck. Shadow Paladin stuff it's similar to Claret Sword, but instead of calling 1, you call 2, but you have to sack one of your own units as a cost. But honestly, calling two grade 1s is really good. Sacking a card for a strike cost, it doesn't really matter. You can sack a grade 1 to get Ritual faster, so yeah. Then his second ability, which is not Generation restricted, but it's Ritual restricted, which Ritual, I think I said before, but Ritual is basically Ritual activates once you hit a certain amount of grade 1s in your drop zone. So Ritual 3, you need to have 3 grade 1s in your drop zone. So Ritual 3, for him, you choose 2 normal units from your drop zone, put them to the bottom of your deck in any order. Then at the beginning of your ride phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, you can stride without paying the cost for stride. This is ridiculously good. If you're playing Diablo, you can actually combo this off with Diablo. You can pay the cost first, ride onto Diablo, and then stride onto Diablo. A lot of Diablos, but yeah. Honestly, really good ability. The fact that you're not paying a cost to stride from hand is ridiculously good. You keep your hand size, you're recycling cards into your deck. It's really good. I can see like Luard's gonna bring Shadows back into the meta. Well, yeah, kinda, yeah. So for my backup grade 3, I got the old boss Claret Sword. I could run Diablo, but I don't want to go through trying to find those Diablo cards like the Great Hoel and Oh, Hoel is going to be the harder one to find. But yeah. So I ended up having Clarify because I did have the Clarify deck. Might as well use him. Like I said, it's similar to his stride skill, similar to Luard. Counterblast 1, you don't retire anything, but you search up for 1 grade 1, call to regard. So yeah, and his GB2 skill is sack 2 your guys. He gets 10k and a crit. Helpful, kind of added pressure with your drive checks, but otherwise, he's back up. You want to be on Luard. Grade 2s. We got Miss So Expensive Fear Morfessa, 4 Morfessa because she's really good. Her first skill is Generation Break 1, Ritual 3. When this unit attacks, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, until end of battle she gains plus 5,000 power, so she becomes a 14k attacker, and then she gains an on hit skill, where you Counterblast 1, you search your deck for 1 grade 1 and superior call it. Really good if you have like an empty spot behind your Vanguard and she hits, you can call booster for your Vanguard, or you can call an attacker or booster for one of your other columns. Extremely good. And then her other skill is what made her really good. Extremely good. Generation Break 1 from the drop zone, she counts as a grade 1 in your drop zone. So yeah, Ritual Shindigs stink. God. Yeah. So 4 of her, she's a must-have because she counts as a grade 1 in your drop zone. She has a good on-hit skill, and she's really expensive. I don't know why she's that expensive, but well, actually I haven't checked the prices in a while, so I'm not sure how much she is now. But back then she was stupidly expensive. Next, 3 Leophels, from the child deck. He's a good 11k attacker, so he has a Ritual 3 skill that when he attacks a Vanguard, he gets 2k, so he's an 11k attacker. Not bad. He's mostly used as an 11k attacker. Otherwise, I don't actually use his other skill, which is Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your other regards in the same column, retire it, you draw a card. Again, he's mostly there for a 11k attacker. He's probably you actually want to ride him because he's probably your ideal grade 2 to ride, so you can save the other grade 2s. You can save Morfessa to call to rear guard and the other grade 2, which we'll be talking about now, which is 3 Grunts. I still don't know how to say his name. Yeah, he, along with Luard's stride skill, can do ridiculous things. So Grunt's skill is Generation Break 1. When one of your other units with a grade less than his is called to rear guard circle, he gets 3k. So on Luard's stride turn skill, he gets 6k because you're calling 2 grade 1s. If you have drag driver Luard, you're getting 1. It depends on when you stride Luard, but then yeah, he really good for this deck. He gets so much numbers when you superior call. It's ridiculous. So yeah. Grade 1s. 3 Abyssal Owl. Really good card for Luard. First skill is when he's placed to rear guard circle from hand, you check top 7, search for 1 card with Luard, reveal it, add to your hand, and then you choose any number of cards equal to grade 3 and discard them. So you can activate Ritual really quickly if you want to discard 3 grade 3s, but that's a little iffy because you're reducing your hand size. Or you can just grade 1. But yeah, he's basically Abyssal Owl is basically your Luard searcher from hand. And then his other skill is Ritual 3. When this unit is retired from an effect with Luard, from an effect of one of your cards with Luard in its name, you countercharge 1. Really good countercharger. Yeah, he's like really like $3-4. Yeah. Your other grade 1s, you can be really techy with it because you can recycle them into your deck and they're really good. So for me, I run 2 of the 10k attackers, Generation Break 1 to 10k attackers on Vanguard. He's just good to have. You can swing with a booster for 17 if you can, with Nice 19. So yeah, again, you can be really techy with the grade 1 lineup. So I run 2 of the 10k attackers. I run 2 Night Sky Eagles because he's an 11k attacker 1 place. Again, you can recycle him once ever, so you can call him back out again to become 11k again. Really good. You don't need to boost if your opponent's Vanguard didn't hit a trigger. 1 Swordbreaker, because Swordbreaker is kind of ridiculously expensive once they saw what Luard did. She's getting reprinted in the Revival Collection. Otherwise, only 1, but honestly, I think only 1 is good enough for this deck, because honestly, you can just recycle her like into the deck again, call her out, Soul Blast 1 again. Oh yeah, her skill is Soul Blast 1 to draw a card if you call her from deck. So yeah, otherwise, yeah, 1's enough. And then 1 knees, because I only have 1 knee. No joking. Knees, again, similar to Leofold. I'm only using Nice because of his ritual skill. Ritual 3, when placed on rearguard from deck, it gets plus 2k. Yeah, and then again, you don't really use Nice's other skill, which is Counterblast 1, retire a unit in the same column as him to draw a card. Again, he's just there for a 9k attack or booster, so yeah. 3 stride enablers. This is stride deck, you need to stride. But we already know that Luard can stride without paying the cost. This is just in case, like first stride turn where you don't have ritual, or you're striding first. This is there to throw out to stride, and then afterwards, once you hit ritual, you can just discard them for yeah. Otherwise, yeah. So 3 stride enablers. You can cut it down to 2 to add something else, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I run 3. And then 4 Drag Saber Eris. She's the new PG for Shadow Paladins. PG wise, you can go either way. You can either use her or you can use Karma Collector. For now, I'm sticking with her, but I do find myself in situations where I needed Counterblast and I couldn't do it because I didn't unflip because I didn't have Karma Collector to help with the unflip. But she's also very useful. So her skill is it's a PG skill, protect nullify attacks on Vanguard, and then her other skill is Ritual 3 from Drop Zone. You choose one of your rear guards and retire it, and choose a copy of her in a drop zone and put it to the bottom of your deck. Then you take another copy of her and you put it into your hand. So basically, you're getting a free PG back into your hand for sacking a dude. That in situations that's really helpful when you needed it. Otherwise, if you don't like that, you can always go use Karma Collector for the unflips. So yeah. Trigger lineup. I run 7 crits, 4 of the Cleric Sword one. It's because I am running Cleric Sword. It's just in case. 7 crits, 3 draws because I like drawing cards. 2 stand. Using the stand, it counts as 2 units when you retire it for an effect, and it goes back to deck. Really helpful card. Recycling triggers is always good. So yeah, 2 of the stand triggers, and then 4 heal triggers, because heals you need to heal, and G Guardian. So yeah. Alrighty. We shall go on to the G zone. So in this deck you have 2 possible first strides depending on what your field is like on your first stride. If you have at least 1 unit on your field by the time you first stride, your first stride would be Carnivore Dragon from the child deck. I'm going to shift on my chair a bit. Okay. So Carnivore Dragon skill is choose one of your rear guards, retire it, then your opponent must retire 2 of their rear guards and retire them. So they can't say, oh, no, I don't want to retire. They have to retire their rear guards. Even if they have less than 2, they still have to retire it. And then if they didn't retire at least 2 units, your front row gets plus 4k. So this guard is really good. Stupid that they printed this in a trial deck, but hey, whatever. Fuel wiping first stride is always good. You can get rid of if you know your opponent doesn't have a full field or at least 2 units to sack. You can get rid of like pesky starters you don't want. So yeah, Corner for Dragon. Pretty dope. I'm gonna put him here. Next, then I run 3 Drag Driver Luard. He's also a very good first stride if you don't have any cards on your field. However, he is Ritual 3, so if you gotta remember that you need to be in Ritual 3 in order to use his in order to use his skill. His skill is Ritual 3, Soul Blast 1, and flip anything from your G zone. You search up the number of grade 1s equal to the number of face up Luards up in your G zone. Call them, and then for every grade 1 in your drop zone, it gains 1k for each of them. So usually you would use him in order to get a field out to use Luard's Luard's stride skill to sack a dude to call 2. So you can easily use him, call out Abyssal Owl, then sack Abyssal Owl for free because Abyssal Owl counter charges, then call 2 more dudes. You can call out Swordbreaker to Soul Blast 1 to draw 1. So yeah, really helpful card. It helps fill up your field if you need. And then on second turn, like if you have a ton of grade 1s in your drop zone and you have at least 2, and you stride on to him again, flip anything up, you call 2 dudes and then you get plus whatever from the drop zone. So yeah, 3 Luard. I think 4 is too much because later on in the game you might not have a lot of grade 1s left in your deck in order to properly, efficiently search out grade 1s for his skill. So yeah, just 3 at most. Next, of course, for Diablos, because you want to win games. No need to explain his skill. Everybody knows what he does, so yeah. Next, 2 Spectral Diablos. Technically, you have the soul now in order to run at least 2. Skill is Soul Blast 1, choose a face down card from your G zone, turn face up, and then choose one of your guys retire it. Until end of turn, he gets the skill. He gets the ability Generation Break 3, Counter Blast 2, Counter Blast 2, and choose 2 regards and retire it. He restands and -2 drive check. Restanding Vanguards is always good. So yeah, 2. And then 1 Orgeyser and 1 Doom. Obviously, you have 1 Orgeyser just to use a Doom. Doom won't get the crit, but retiring rearguards if you check grade 1s is always good. So your choice, so you can get rid of pesky starters or pesky units you don't like. And then G Guardians, 2 Plotmaker Dragons, Ritual 3 plus 10k shield. Good, better than friggin' what's his face, Ludwig, better than him. And then 1 Screw, 1 Dismal. Yeah, because we don't want to run Ludwig. Ludwig is piece of shit. We don't want to use him. So yeah, anyways, that is it for this deck profile. The deck is pretty fun. It's really good, depending on which variant you play. I do want to thank my friend Dane though, because he helped me out a lot when I was trying to build this deck. Dane, he's like, out of my group of friends, he's like our Shell Paladin player. So I asked him a lot for like advice and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, thank you, Dane. You helped me out a lot with this deck. And yeah, that's it for this deck profile, guys. Luard is a really fun deck, and it's a really good deck, depending on what variant you play. But otherwise, Luard is dope, and I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing a lot more of him later on. So yeah, that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.